Hi, my name is Anubhav and I'm Technical Marketing Engineer at Cisco Systems working for Security Business Unit. This is a short video on Cisco Adaptive Security Virtual Appliance installation on VMware ESXi. Before I move ahead into this presentation, let me share agenda with you. I'll start this video with ASA overview and then I'll talk about policy management and automation. I will also cover ASAv feature set. And at the end of the video, I would be sharing ASAv datasheet numbers, licensing model, and then I will also deploy ASAv on VMware ESXi. So let's begin with our first topic, Cisco ASAv overview. ASAv is a virtual form factor of a well-known product, ASA. It is based on open architecture where we support multi-hypervisor, multi-virtual switches, and ASAv is available for AWS as well. And we also have API plugin that you can install on ASAv, and you can make your ASA API aware. You can use third-party API tools to manage and monitor your ASAv. I would be covering licensing model in the upcoming slide, but for now we have two models supported. First one is the perpetual license, other one is license pool. And this is a very good slide where it gives you more idea about support of ASAv. ASAv is presently supported on Hyper-V, VMware, public cloud, KVM, and there are multi vSwitch supported at the moment. We have support for DVS, AVS, Nexus 1000V, Open vSwitch, and we can integrate well with Cisco ACI. So let's go to our next topic, policy management and automation. If you look at this slide on left hand side, we have integration of ASAv with Epic controller. So on Epic controller, you can install a device package that will help you talk to ASAv device, and you can manage and control your device using Epic controller. And on right hand side, we have other model for software defined networking where we use a REST API mechanism. So if you have a third-party tool or any SDN controller that uses APIs, you can enable that on the controller and you can control this firewall using REST APIs. So this is our present management strategy. We can manage ASA physical and virtual both using Cisco ASDM, Cisco Security Manager, or any third-party tool using the APIs, and it is also supported with OpenStack. So there is a support for TLF and Cisco Epic controller as well. Let's move on to our next slide, ASAv feature set. So it has feature parity with the physical platform. These are a few features which are supported on ASAv. So ideally, most of the features which are supported on the physical box is also supported here on virtual platform, but we have not introduced ASAv clustering and multi-context mode in ASAv. This is a slide which gives you more information about remote access VPN. So AnyConnect VPN is supported. We have remote access VPN availability and clientless VPN availability. So this is one of the best use cases for ASAv. So you can bring this firewall on the edge of the environment and you can provide remote access VPN to your roaming users. So let's cover something about ASAv datasheet. So we have ASAv v5, v10, and v30. 2 gig is supported on v30, 1 gig is supported on v10, and 100 meg is supported on v5. Presently, these models are supported on Hyper-V, KVM, and VMware. So in case if there is no license installed on ASAv, the performance is restricted to 100 kbps and total number of 100 connection at the moment. But if you enable licensing, you can use 100 meg, 1 gig, or 2 gig based on the model of ASAv that you have selected at the time of the installation. So this is a very good slide. I have extracted this information from ASAv datasheet. You can use this slide while designing your ASAv environment. So when I talk about licensing, we support smart licensing. When I say smart licensing, customers can go and purchase ASAv directly from Cisco and then create a smart account. Smart account gives you power of creating smart tokens, and then you can use CLI and add smart tokens on your virtual appliance or physical appliance. And then using the smart licensing mechanism, it is easy to create a license pool. It gives you full visibility of your license. It is a centralized repository of license, so it gives you more visibility about your license, and you can uninstall license from one box and transfer it to the other box. Performance that we have presently supported is 100 meg, 1 gig, or 2 gig. We have a perpetual or time-based licenses supported at the moment. So let's move on to our next topic, Cisco ASAv deployment on VMware ESXi. So I would be showcasing a very basic network of two interfaces. I have created app DMZ, and I'm placing that app DMZ in VLAN 100. And I have created web DMZ. I'm placing this DMZ in VLAN 200. I have placed one Linux box in each subnet. So Linux 1 server is 192.168.100.34/24 network, and Linux 2 is 192.168.200.35/24. Security level of app DMZ is 100, web DMZ is 0. So I'll go ahead and walk you through deployment of ASAv using vCenter. So let's go ahead and log into vCenter and start this deployment. So before I begin with installation of ASAv, let me go ahead and connect to cisco.com and download required software. So I'm connected to cisco.com and logged in using my CCO ID. I'll go to support. From support, I'll go to all downloads. Under all downloads, I will select security. From security, I'll select firewall. Under firewall, we have option of ASA. Then we have option of ASAv. So I'll click on that, and now this is our ASAv download page. I'll go to software download page and we'll download 952.200 latest release. And since I'm using it on VMware, I would be selecting this package, the last one, VMware package. So I have already downloaded this software and I'm connected to vCenter. So let's go directly to vCenter and try to deploy new ASAv. So I'll go to files, deploy. So using the previously downloaded file, after unzipping, I got this file asav-vi.ovf. I'll browse to that location and I'll click on next. I'll leave all the options like that only, and then I'll click on accept for agreement and license. We'll click on next. Location, I will save it in ASAv demo folder. I'll name it as ASAv-demo. Next. On this screen, I'll choose which model I would like to deploy. So for now, I will select ASAv 30. Now I need to select which host, so I have 10.0.0.165. I will select that particular host, and for now I would be using thin provisioning for it, but you can use any of the three options available. So management 0 interface, I'm placing it in the management subnet, that is my VM network. For outside interface, I have VLAN 200, so I have created a port group already. I would be placing it in VLAN 200. Gig 01 is inside, so I would be placing it on VLAN 100. So I'm currently using only three interfaces, one for management, other two for inside and outside. Click on next. So this is a very important screen. You need to specify deployment. So this demo is dedicatedly on standalone deployment, so I will select standalone. I will type name of the device. This is host name, so I'm going to use ASAv demo. I'm going to put it in routed mode, so from this drop down menu I'll select routed mode. For management, I'm going to use 10.0.0.33 IP address, and it is /24. I'm not going to fill anything in HAIP because this is just a standalone deployment. For default route, I am using .0.0.1, and for DNS also I'll use the same address, 10.0.0.1. Now this is a very interesting page where you can add your smart licensing information. I have a text file where I have copied my token. So I'll copy this token and I'll paste it here. So I'll paste proxy server here. I'll specify port number, and instead of using this DNS, I'll use 8.8.8.8 as my DNS server because it has information about smart server portal. So let me go to that token page again and let me copy it one more time. Some problem with copy. Let me copy it again. Let's go ahead and paste here. So I need to make sure that I have internet connectivity, and my firewall should be able to reach this domain name server. So at this point of time, I will not enable REST API. I will just enable HTTP and SSH. For administrative username, I'll select Cisco. Password Cisco123. So no HA information is required because this is a standalone deployment. I'll click on next. I'll say power on after deployment. I'll click finish. Now my ASAv is getting deployed. I'll open console just to see what options we are getting there. From this boot menu, I'll select the default option. So in the background, what it'll do is it'll install this software and reboot it once it is done. and from second reboot itself we would be able to access our device. So now installation is done and now it is rebooting. Smart licensing is successful. So it will take around 1 to 2 minutes in order to install it. Now it is rebooting. Let's wait for it to reboot. So we now have ASAv with basic configuration. I have enabled SSH, Telnet, HTTP, configured local username, enabled IP address on management interface. Now we are in ASA, so I'll go to enable, do show IP. 10.0.0.33 is assigned. Let me see if I can ping my default gateway 10.0.0.1. Yes, it is pingable. So I'll go ahead and configure other two interfaces, gig 0/0, name if outside, IP address 192.168.200.1/24, no shut, interface gig 0/1, name if inside, IP address 192.168.100.1/24, no shut. Let me check IP address, show IP, show name if. Okay, now I'm going to create ACL, access list, OUT, permit, IP any. So this demo is just to showcase deployment of ASA, so I'm just permitting all traffic for now, and then we'll see our pass-through connectivity. So I'm going to place OUT access group on in interface outside, access dash group INS in interface inside. Now I'll go ahead and see show run policy dash map global underscore policy. I will enable inspect ICMP, inspection underscore default, inspect ICMP. Let me save this configuration. Now I will go back to show IP, and I have two interfaces now, outside and inside, and third interface is for management. So on outside I have a Linux box LNX2. Let me see if that box is pingable, 192.168.200.35. Yes, it is pingable. And there is one box connected to inside interface. So let me see if that is pingable or not. 34. Yes, it is also pingable. So let me save this configuration. And so I've saved configuration and enabled debug ICMP trace on my ASA. Now it's time to log into Linux machine. From Linux machine, let me show you the existing configuration. It has two IP addresses. First interface ETH0 is for management, which has 10.0.0.34 address. Second interface is production interface, and that is inside interface 192.168.100.34. Let me show you route on this particular box. So I have a route saying that if any traffic is destined to 192.168.200.0 network, send it to 192.168.100.1. that is our ASAv. So let me ping our ASAv from here, 10.0, I'm sorry, it is 192.168.100.1. Yes, it is pingable, and if you look at the ASA screen running behind, you will see that ASA responded. So now let's go to the second Linux box. Same thing, it has two interfaces. 10.0.0.35 is management interface, 192.168.200.35 is outside interface or production interface. Let me ping 192.168.200.1, that is our ASAv. Our ASAv is pingable. Now I will try and initiate through the box traffic. So I will, from here I'll ping 192.168.100.34. Traffic is going through through ASA. Let me stop this ping and show you that information here. Traffic is coming from outside and it is going to inside. You can see this information in debug ICMP. Now let's go to first Linux box. Let's go to terminal again. And from here, let's ping other side of the ASA, 192.168.200.35 is Linux 2 box. Yeah, it is pingable and traffic is going through this ASA box. So just to recap, in this video I have deployed ASAv. On each side of the ASAv I deployed a Linux machine and then initiated transit traffic between ASA, and you can see that we are able to reach server 1 from server 2 and vice versa. So that is all for this video. I hope you enjoyed this video and thank you for watching.